Hi everybody, this is our next MYOB training course, tutorial 11. We're going to be covering recurring transactions. We're going to be using recurring sales to demonstrate how this works. Just looking for an MYOB icon over here. So essentially, I'll cover the understanding of the concept first of all. Recurring transactions essentially are used where you have, for example, a customer who on a regular basis purchases from our organization, and typically the purchase details are very similar. So instead of having to each and every time customer rings up and orders to essentially regenerate a sales invoice, what you typically could do is save it as a recurring transaction or recurring sale, so that when the next time round or next month comes around and they purchase from us a similar item or similar purchase, we bring up the recurring transaction. This would also apply to spend money, for example. So if on a monthly basis you're paying your electricity bills or your internet bills, and typically the accounts and the company details are all the same, you'll save this as a recurring transaction. And so that every month, for example, when that bill is due and is paid for, more than likely through direct debit, it's just simply a matter of bringing up the recurring transaction and saving it. So it does save a lot of time. So what we're going to be doing first is essentially going through two steps. First step is we're going to create these recurring transactions. In the first step, we're not going to save the invoices after we've created them. And then in the second step, we're going to then bring up the saved recurring transactions, and then we're going to convert them into invoices. We'll do the first step first. So we'll first of all go into sales, enter sales. The first one is snap printing. Snap printing as follows. Today's date. Invoice number is not important. Printing of staff paper. Spelling mistake. 4-1000 transaction account. This is for $1,000. Thought I'd just make mention of this tax inclusive button as well. Most invoices are typically including GST. So hence we will have the tick here, which will work out the amount including GST. If, for example, you have got invoices that are $1,000 plus GST, then you will put the amount in and it will add the GST on top, being $1, $11. So it depends on how the invoice you are entering in has been created or how it applies. But in this instance, all our invoices are including GST, so I'm going to leave a tick there, and I'm going to put in $1,000, and the inclusive amount is $90.91. So as I was saying, we're going to turn this one into a recurring transaction. So I'm going to use this here. I'm going to save it as recurring, and we can do it frequency on a monthly basis. We can override this in any case, but we can use this feature to alert us if required. I'm not going to worry about this function at this stage. I'm going to save that as recurring, and I'm not going to record this invoice, hence I'm going to cancel it. So all I wanted to do is just generate the invoice so I could save it as a recurring invoice. So I've done that. I'm going to do this next one now. So this is Elgin. That stays all the same. Printing of accounting system. And it's the same account. And and 4,200, and we're going to save it as recurring. Okay, that. We don't want to record it, so hence we're going to cancel it, and it's just saying we're going to be closing without saving. Yes, we are. Enter sales, we'll put the third one in. Tony and Guy. Same process. Design layouts. 4-8000. Seems like this account doesn't exist. So I'm going to create a new account. Or to make it even easier, I'm going to just simply put that under stock income. Make it easier. For $550. I'm going to save it as recurring once again. Okay, that. And we are going to cancel that. Okay, that. All right, so that's essentially the first step to this exercise. The second step to this exercise is to show you how to actually use the recurring transactions. Now, if we go to lists and go to recurring transactions, you'll see each and every transaction that you've created that is recurring. So you'll see your sales recurring transactions here as well, which are invoice types, and you'll see your purchases or your spend money transactions here as well. From here, you can delete and edit or even use the transactions. The way I prefer to use them is if I go to enter sales again, and the exercise says to convert the transactions now into sales, you can go to use recurring here, and the first one is Tony and Guy, so I click on Tony and Guy and hit select, saying that it wants to be invoice number 26. So I'm going to go here and override this, 26, and record. Same thing for the second one, so I'm going to hit use recurring. Elgin is there, hit select. And automatically 27 invoice number appears, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to record that. And I'm going to put the third one in. Now here it tells me the last time it was posted, which was today. And because I've done a monthly schedule, it's saying the next time it's due is on the 3rd of the 7th. Start printing, select, invoice number 28 will appear automatically. There, and I'll record that. Okay, so that's all done. Now we want to just confirm that they've all been registered correctly. I'm going to have a look at our age receivables balance. So if I go to accounts list, assets, and look for my age receivables account. Escaped me for some reason. Here we go. Trade debtors, accounts receivables, 28,684 and 68 cents. So yeah, that concludes this exercise. I thought I'd just quickly show you the other side of things in terms of our spend money. It's the same thing with spend money. If I was to, for example, put an Optus bill on a monthly basis, I can do the same thing here. Once I've created the details, I'd simply click on use recurring. So it operates the same way for our spend money as it does for our sales. Thank you for listening.